Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 11 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we're talking about, and for the next several days, we're going to be talking about different goal frameworks. Yesterday we talked about SMART goals, and we took the opportunity, and if you haven't set SMART goals before, you got the opportunity to set a SMART goal. Now, whether it's one of the goals you pursue for the rest of the year or not doesn't matter. It's practicing using the step-by-step framework, or in this case, the specific characteristics of a good goal in the mind of the people that created it. And a lot of people, me included, do use these criteria to set goals. Now, today, our goal framework number 2 that we're going to talk about is BHAGs, B-H-A-G, S, multiple goals. And it stands for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. Now, I personally love this. It's one of my favorites. I call them legacy goals. So I set big, hairy, audacious goals that chances are I will never achieve in my lifetime. But if I do, I would be so excited and so delighted. It would be phenomenal and fantastic, not only for me, but for the world at large. So big, hairy, audacious goals were first talked about by Jim Collins and Jerry Porras, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And they're just massive goals that are compelling, long-term, so they motivate us. They're intriguing enough to inspire us, but also inspire other people. Because if you want to create something awesome in the world, something big, hairy, and audacious, chances are you're not going to do it all on your own, and you're going to need other people to do it with you. I work with entrepreneurs and business owners who want to supersize, scale, and grow their business. And in order to do that, it takes a whole lot of other people. So you have to have big goals. Wanting to make the world a better place is always a big goal, one of my favorites. And how you're going to do that is what people's businesses are based on. And so we go about creating those goals. So today, there's 4 characteristics of a big, hairy, audacious goal, and 4 steps that you can use to help to achieve those. Number 1, the other thing about big, hairy, audacious goals is, just like for me, they involve an emotional component. They trigger some emotion in people. Why? Because emotion gets people to move, to take action, to create something, or to make something happen, or to change something in their lives. So it helps to drive the purpose and keeps you going during the ups and downs of everything that we want to create, right? I don't know about you, but as I've gone for different goals in my life, it hasn't always gone perfect the first time I tried something, right? So I have to stay motivated and willing to continue to figure things out and try other things in order to achieve what I want. So what are the components, and what are some steps and things that you can use to achieve big, hairy, audacious goals? Number 1 is role models. Find role models. Find people that have already done what you want to do, or something similar, or some great, amazing thing, and use them as role models. Find out what they did, how they did it, what their strategies were, what the emotions were, how they talked to people, how they communicated. Learn from others. Role models and modeling is one of the fastest, easiest ways to make incredible progress in your life. So what are some examples? I want to give an example or two of BHAGs. An example of a BHAG is when President Kennedy said, by the end of this decade, we want to put a man on the moon and bring him home safely. It was men that were astronauts back then. So in 1969, of course, America achieved that goal, and that became history, right? The whole Apollo program. Another example that they gave when I was researching this was Meta's motto for Facebook. And let me see if I can see this with my magnifying glass. And I'm like meh on that, but it's make the world more open and connected. That's their motto for Facebook. And so, take with that what you will. Yeah, that's a great big goal and objective, to make the world more connected and open. Notice there's nothing in that about making the world a better place. Just an aside. So the second thing that we need is common enemy. A lot of times when you have a big, hairy, audacious goal, you have some kind of a common enemy that you can focus on. So you focus on taking down or overtaking the competition. For example, would be an example of that. Coke and Pepsi have this ongoing rivalry, and I guess you could say that they're both great companies and they have big, hairy, audacious goals. I don't really know the goals of Coke and Pepsi, but that's one that comes to mind as my whole lifetime ongoing battle between competitors. Targeting, you're going to set the target that you want to achieve on something awesome and something, I say that'll make the world a better place, but that's up to you. Just a big, giant goal. And then it creates internal transformation. The only way you achieve a big, hairy, audacious goal is if you become the person that's capable of achieving that. And chances are when you first have that idea, you're not that person. You're not the person that's capable of creating all that. But through the journey of achieving that big, hairy, audacious goal, you become the person that is capable of making that thing happen. You know, there's lots of people that have become billionaires that if you saw them in the beginning, you never would have expected them to become billionaires or have done genius things. Think Albert Einstein, etc. You know, Steve Jobs, not necessarily the best human being, but he sure was a successful business person and entrepreneur and leader in many ways. You know, Elon Musk, whatever you think about him, the guy's had an awful lot of success. So our action item today is to make up or create a big, hairy, audacious goal. And then think of these components: role model, common enemy, targeting. What's the big target so that everybody can work toward it? And then internal transformation, some kind of a transformation that you think you might have to go through. And you're not going to know all the details of this. I just set a big, hairy, audacious goal. Like I said, I call those my legacy goals. And I have those actually in my little notebook right here. They've been the same for probably 5 to 10 years now. And I'm working toward them. I chunked them down, and we'll talk about that through some of the other frameworks. I chunked them down into little pieces of what am I going to do this year to move me toward that goal. So just share a big, hairy, audacious goal. For example, if one of my big, hairy, audacious goals, I probably shouldn't say this is one of mine, but it is to positively impact the lives of 1 million people. Now, that's a big, hairy, audacious goal. So I can look for role models, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this framework and apply it as part of my homework and my action item, just like I'm asking you to. So role models, who are role models? Who are people that have positively impacted the lives of 1 million people? There's a lot of them, right? Mother Teresa, probably not going to be like Mother Teresa. You know, Elon Musk is one. Steve Jobs, President Kennedy. Any president has probably impacted the lives of 1 million people, at least, right? So we can think of a lot of role models, and we can think of who's the common enemy toward what it is that I want to create in the world. And if I want to positively impact the lives of 1 million people, then the common enemy are those that negatively impact the lives of 1 million or more people. And I'm going to raise my hand and say right now, the media, the mass media, social media, in the manipulation and things, to me, that is the enemy of positively impacting and making the world a better place. I'm thinking of this on the fly, I guess. Targeting, what's my target? Set the target you want to achieve. Well, of course, and I just said that. Positive impact the lives of 1 million people. And then internal transformation. What kind of a person do I have to become to positively impact the lives of 1 million people? So that's what I'm going to be working on today. That's your challenge. Go out, make it an awesome day. If you're having big, hairy, audacious goals, it's inevitable that you're going to positively impact the world in a better way. If you have a positive, big, hairy, audacious goal, right? Just like anything else, you could create a big, hairy, audacious negative goal. But why would you want to do that? If you're listening to me, you probably wouldn't want to do that. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.